Hello, my name is Ana Doak and welcome to Nanay Anay. Well,
This is going to be informal,
yes,
raw, unedited.
yeah. So we just got back from our trip. No, yeah, we're headed home right now, but
Yep.
we just,
So we didn't have a lot of time this week,
I was
but
so
we
busy.
wanted to talk to you guys about tips for buying land in the Philippines. We've had some experiences and we'd like to share some ideas we have.
Yes. So yeah, it's like buying property here in the Philippines. I wouldn't say it's really that easy. It's not also that hard when you just like have to really like deal with all the hoops and loops. You know, we are very much DIY on almost everything in our lives. So even this thing,
You have
we
to
try
be,
to be involved.
if you're in the Philippines, you have to be a lot DIY, a lot of
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. So number one, the first tip we have is hire a good land lawyer. Okay, and now that sounds like strange advice coming from us, but it's true. You need to find a good land lawyer who will work with you and communicate well. Somebody you probably know already, if possible. Usually that's how things work in the Philippines. You know someone who knows someone who knows a good land lawyer. Point number two is know more than your land lawyer. You got to know the law, and you can't get around it. And you won't know if you have a good lawyer unless you know at least as much as the lawyer knows.
Yes.
There's just no way
So,
around it.
It's almost like you really the number one is you hire a good lawyer, not because you don't know the law.
Yeah.
You know, you hire them because you want them to do specific things for you. That is their position, their office is a very good office to do that specific thing that you want them to do.
They might know a lot of little idiosyncrasies that are not necessarily captured in the law. They'll understand the social norms and the cultural norms that are associated with filing papers, discussing things, how and where and why and things are handled. But you have to know the law yourself. Number three is work with a really good broker. The broker is the one who's licensed here in the Philippines. I think they're coming out with real estate licenses soon, but even those real estate agents will be working underneath a licensed broker. So you want to make sure you have a really good broker. Anything you want to say on that? Or be a broker yourself? Well, that leads to point number four, know more than your broker.
So again, it's going back to us being a DIY.
Yes. And your broker will appreciate it, right?
Yes.
If you are knowledgeable and you're friendly and you're empathetic to what they have to go through, that's going to strengthen your relationship with your broker if you do it well, right? You don't want to boss them around and be a know-it-all. Be helpful, be there, and be empathetic.
Because your knowledge will actually help them instead of your knowledge being like a thing that would go against them. I like to do it like I like it that we are friends. We are allies in that regard. And then so it's good that I know some things. And then I wanted to know more about being a broker. I wanted to know more about the land law, all the things, the hoops and loops again with the surveyor. I wish I could also be a genetic engineer. I wish, but
anyway, we'll talk about that later. I don't think it wouldn't hurt to know more than your surveyor, but at least understand what it is they're doing. Right?
You attempted to buy the surveyor.
Well, it's like $1,500. It's expensive for that tool. I forget the name of it. It was so cool. It had a really cool name. But you don't have to become a lawyer. You can actually learn more than a lawyer just by independent study, and you don't have to become a broker. You can learn what a broker does through independent study and patience and working with brokers. There's a lot of different ways to learn. Yes, you could try to become a broker, take some broker classes, but that's kind of overkill. You just really want to be knowledgeable and always be learning and absorbing new information.
Yes.
Number five, eat and sleep well before all negotiations.
Yes.
And this is true ideally not just for you but for the other party as well. If at all possible, you want to make sure that you're having negotiations when everybody is warm and well fed and relaxed and agreeable. You'll have much better outcomes if you take those steps. So do so, right?
Yes.
Offer to feed people. before you begin negotiations. Have a meal first, right?
Yappy. Not because you wanted to control them, but it's just because you wanted everyone to be just like have a good, a good spirit. When you are, think about it, when you are hungry, it's so hard to deal with, with each other, even in a married relationship.
You get hangry, right? I've heard that term, hangry.
Yeah, so it's better that, you're well fed.
Hungry and angry, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6 is document everything that happens.
Yeah.
Things like text messages, SMS messages. You want to document Facebook messages. Remember, they can delete Facebook messages after they send them, so screenshot those suckers. Phone calls. I think it's a two-party country. Like, you got to have both people notified.
I'm not so sure yet.
I'm not so sure. We got to look that up. But if you need to notify the other person, notify them that you're recording the phone call and record your phone calls.
Yeah, also, like part of that, screenshots.
Yeah, screenshots, phone calls, anything like that.
Yeah.
Any posts they send you through other channels like Instagram, whatever it may be, however you communicate, whatever channels you use, document them on your own hardware. Don't rely on Facebook to keep the messages there, because that could go away in an instant. You really need to take screenshots and save it other ways.
And that's because it will lead to number 7.
Well, hold on. Agreements. So any agreements you come to, like if you have a verbal agreement, document it. Put it in writing. Even if the verbal agreement happened a month ago or 6 months ago or a year ago, if it was an agreement that you should have had in writing and it's not in writing, you can still get it in writing, even if it's a one-party statement. You can still, you can just put down an affidavit. This is what we agreed upon, right? Now, it doesn't necessarily have their signature on it, but at least has yours. And ideally, you would want both signatures to make it formal so that everybody knows what has been agreed upon.
Yeah, and another thing I learned in my obligation contract class was like, like even if it's a verbal agreement, if you have a witness who witness also that verbal agreement, that is considered a contract. But like what Alex said, you put it in writing, then it makes it more heavy. The legality, of that document will have a heavier weight in case you will bring the thing to court.
Sure.
Yeah, in case.
I do it just because I forget what I agreed to.
Yeah.
So number 7, don't take one person's word for it, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
Some people, especially like culturally in the Philippines, if somebody says something, it automatically just kind of becomes truth. Like whoever is hearing the statement, they just repeat it as though it is the gospel truth.
Yeah.
And they'll ignore the source. They don't mention how they learned that or who told them. They kind of forget all that, and they just say, this is something I know. I know it because I know it because I know it, and it becomes a matter of personal pride. And so you need to be careful, especially if that's like in your culture. You got to watch out for that and be like, well, wait a minute, how do I know this? Instead of like claiming it first person, I'll refer to the source where I got the information, and I won't make the claim myself. I'll just relay the fact that I heard it from X.
Oh yes, so it's really like a thing. I'm not saying that this happen. All Filipinos are like that. We're not saying that, okay?
No.
It's just that in our experience here, like one person will say this specific thing, and then the other person will say different thing, and then so it's really like so hard, to balance out who among these two person is telling you the truth right at the moment. Like someone will tell you, oh, this lot is mine, and then all of a sudden his or her lot is actually the other lot on the other side, like things like that, so yeah.
You read my handwriting?
Yes. Number 8, be prepared for delays. Yeah.
Patience.
Like for us, it's such a big pain to travel, I don't, at the same time, I also don't like it when other people is traveling towards me.
So that's number 9, be prepared to travel as well, but it goes hand in hand with delays.
Yeah, it's really it's so hard. Yeah, it's just like there's gonna be delays. That's it. It's just like the fact people here are not something with time.
Well, they're polychronic is the term. They're not monochronic, so people will schedule multiple things at the same time,
and nothing gets done.
And so only one of them can actually happen, and then they might be 2 or 3 or 4 hours late, or for some of the other things they scheduled, or
Yeah.
they might just not do it at all that day. And so they'll just leave the person hanging high and dry.
Yeah.
And it's actually socially acceptable to do that. It's not like it's a bad thing that people are doing, because culturally it's understood, hey,
Yeah.
it's all right, because it's a very laid back culture, right?
Yeah,
and so
same.
there's a lot of advantages to having a culture that laid back. It's nice in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's hard to get things done, but it's a great way to vacation, a great place
Yeah,
to
you
relax.
just have to be prepared.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Or, just relax. Number 10, get documents direct from government offices. So especially with land transactions, people will have a piece of paper and they'll say, oh, look here, see, I have the title. And that's great. And, don't confront them on it. You could just take it and withhold judgment, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what you have in your hand until you go to the source of where the document is stored and get an official copy of that document from the source, from the department of the government.
Yeah, like they could say, like an engineer will tell you they have submitted some things already, and then you verify it yourself. You make you make a phone call, or you can go straight, like let's just say go to the DNR, go there, and do your own research, or you can also go to the BIR, like that,
Whatever
and then,
they're claiming,
yeah, or
whatever
go
the
to the
document is.
assessor's office,
Yeah.
to make sure that these people are really paying the taxes on time, so you can go there. But again, you go there yourself. That's the thing, and then make it known that the document that you got is really legit or not.
Yep. Number 11, translate/interpret all signed documents to all parties.
Yes.
The law in the Philippines is pretty much all English. So
Copy and paste from the US, the government. Just kidding.
documents are typically in English over here.
Not typically all.
Okay, well, I don't know why, right? I don't know why everything's in English over here, but it is. So if you are having other people sign English documents and the English is not their first language, take the time to verbally have somebody who knows both languages very well walk through the document, read it out loud to the person who's there, preferably in the presence of a lawyer, so that they can understand what they're agreeing to, so there's no surprises. The signature can be challenged, so you want to make sure that all parties are on the same page and there's no surprises. Anything else want to say that?
Yeah, I think that's all, it's really, again, I really enjoy this, this journey of acquiring land, properties, and I'm not doing this for me, but it's really for our heirs. Like, that's also the thing, that's why I'm so motivated about doing this. I mean, it's a lot of work, it's really like a lot of work, but again, like I like doing it because for my children. Like that,
this amount of work isn't worth it for me.
It's really more on
it's for my children,
Yes, and then the nice thing is, because we have this many children, so whatever I would do for one, it will be like, it's like copy and paste for the second and the third. It's kind of like our homeschooling routine, it's like, it's not really that hard, because whatever you did with the first child, you're gonna do it with the second child, and everything is just like almost like a copy and paste.
Yeah. That's
Anyway.
right. We get to multiply our efforts times 10. So the last one,
Oh yes.
I like this idea. Be prepared for complete and total failure for your first transaction. If you can, make it a small purchase,
Yes.
something that's expendable, so that you can learn as you go through the process.
We did that.
We did that. Yeah, we've had small transactions in the past. It doesn't fully prepare you for every possible outcome, but it's a good start, right? It gives you a little bit more confidence, and it turns the whole experience into a sandbox. So it takes the pressure off. If you're in that state of mind where, hey, if all of the money gets lost and I don't get the land, it's okay, right? Like, I'm okay. I'm learning, right?
Yeah. That's the end result. You are learning from it.
Yep, and just limit your financial exposure, right? And it'll be worth it. It'll actually be worth it to learn.
And that's the beauty about when you acknowledge about a failure, because if you acknowledge about a failure, then you have the ability to make corrections that this thing will never happen again, for the future, in the future, right?
Right, that's
So
right.
that's why I really like this whole idea about, you know, like, you know, with the even for the children, you know, like sandbox, you know, like whatever you try, when you're trying to do certain when you're trying to do new things, you know, treat it like you're playing in a sandbox, and then you make mistakes, you make, but then it's really that ability to accept failure that will lead you to a successful output for it, for the in the future.
In the future, for the long term, yeah.
Anyway, so guys, thank you so much, guys, for listening to this very abrupt.
That's what we have for this
Impromptu.
week. Yep.
Yes,
We're
you know,
busy.
yes, we are very, very busy. I tried really to put together a video, but I was just like, we have to do this, and we never expect that we'll be home really this late. But I hope you like this video, guys.
And we're getting close to 500 subscribers.
I think 2 more.
2 more, and then guess what? I
Yes.
gotta eat chicken intestines. So
Yeah. So hey guys, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated of our videos here at Nanay and I.
And if you're in the US and you want to visit the Philippines, hit us up. We'd love visitors.
Yes. So yes, guys. So bye guys.
God
Have
bless.
a good weekend. Bye. Mwah.